I was at a hotel meeting when I froze. One of the employees was 7 months pregnant, walking past with a room service cart, belly obvious under her uniform. And it was my daughter, my 17-year-old daughter, Emma. She didn't see me at first. I stood up from the conference table. "Excuse me one moment." Walked toward her. She turned. Our eyes met. Her face went white. "Dad?" "My name is Marcus Reed. I'm 43, and I just found my daughter working at a hotel 7 months pregnant." "Emma, what the hell is this?" She dropped the cart handle. "I can explain. How is this even possible?" People were staring. I grabbed her arm gently. "Empty conference room, now." We went down the hall. I locked the door behind us, turned to face her. "Tell me, don't be scared, I'm here." She started crying. "Dad, I'm so sorry." "Who did this to you?" "It's complicated." "Emma, who is the father?" She looked down at her hands. "Mr. Harrison." My blood went cold.
Shocked. "Which Mr. Harrison?" "David Harrison, your boss." The room tilted. David Harrison, my boss of 15 years, 54 years old, married with kids. "He got you pregnant?" She nodded, tears streaming down her face. "How long has this been going on?" "Almost a year." "A year?" My hands started shaking. "You were 16 when this started?" "Yes." I couldn't breathe, couldn't think straight. "Where does he think you are right now?" "Working. He got me this job here." "He knows you're pregnant?" "Yes." "And he's still with his wife?" She nodded again. Something inside me broke, then turned ice cold. "Does anyone else know?" "No, just him. And now you." I pulled out my phone, started recording. "Tell me everything. From the beginning." "Dad." "Everything, Emma. Don't leave anything out." What she told me next shattered me, but what I did after that destroyed their entire world. Emma kept wiping her tears, but they wouldn't stop. I didn't interrupt, didn't rush her. I just kept recording. "Start from the beginning," I said quietly. She nodded, trying to breathe normally. "I met him last year," she said, "at your office." My jaw tightened. "He used to ask about you," she continued. "Said you talked about me a lot." I felt sick. He said he wanted to help me. With college. With work experience. Of course he did. "That's how it started." She nodded. "At first it was just messages, then calls, then he started picking me up after school." My hands clenched. "And you didn't tell me?" "I was scared," she whispered. "He said you'd lose your job if I said anything." There it was, the control, the trap. "What happened next?" I asked. She looked away. He kissed me one night." I said no. I told him to stop." My chest burned. But he didn't stop. The room felt smaller, harder to breathe. "He said he loved me," she added. "Said we were meant to be." I laughed once, cold. "He's married." "I know," she said. "And he still kept coming?" She nodded. "Even after you found out you were pregnant?" "Yes." I stared at the wall, processing, planning, calculating. "Emma," I said slowly, "does he have anything from you? Messages? Calls? Proof?" She looked at me, confused. "Why?" I finally looked back at her, because now, this wasn't just pain anymore, it was evidence. Emma stared at me like she was trying to understand what I had just become. "Yeah," she said slowly. "I have everything." "Everything?" I asked. She nodded. "Texts, voice notes, pictures. He told me to save some. Said it was our private world." Sick. Calculated. I stepped closer. "Where is it?" "My phone," and I backed it up, just in case. "Smart. Smarter than I expected." "Good," I said. She blinked. "Good? Did he ever talk about leaving his wife?" "All the time," she said. "He said after the baby, everything would change." "Of course he did." "Did he ever give you money?" She hesitated, then nodded. Sometimes. He said not to tell you. I exhaled slowly, every piece falling into place, every lie getting clearer. Emma, I said, keeping my voice calm. Listen to me carefully. She wiped her face again. This is important. She straightened. He thinks he's in control, I continued. He thinks no one knows. She nodded. But now I know. Silence, heavy, sharp. And that changes everything. She looked nervous. Dad, what are you gonna do? I didn't answer right away. Instead, I walked to the door, unlocked it, then stopped. Without turning back, I said, first, we make sure he keeps thinking he's safe. I finally looked at her. And then, I smiled slightly. We take everything from him. I told Emma to go back to work like nothing happened. No drama, no attitude change, I said. He's watching you, even when you don't see him. She nodded, nervous. Act normal, I repeated. Can you do that? I think so. Not think, no. I can. Good. I stepped out of the conference room first, walked back into the meeting like I had just taken a phone call. David Harrison was sitting at the head of the table, calm, confident, untouchable. He looked at me. Everything all right, Marcus? Same voice, same fake concern. I sat down slowly. Yeah, I said. Just a small issue. Handled. He smiled. Of course he did, because in his mind, everything was still under control. The meeting continued. Numbers, reports, projections. I didn't hear a word. I was watching him. Every move, every expression, trying to understand how a man could sit there, while my daughter carried his child. After 15 years of loyalty, this is what he gave me. When the meeting ended, he stood up and fixed his suit. Good work today, he said. I stood too, looked him straight in the eyes. Yeah, I replied calmly. Good work. He had no idea. I had already started destroying him. That night, I sat in my car outside the hotel, engine off, lights off, just watching the entrance. Emma texted me. He's here. I saw him minutes later. David Harrison stepped out of a black sedan like he owned the place, relaxed, untouched. He checked his phone, then walked inside. Like nothing in his world could ever go wrong. I picked up my phone and called Emma. He's coming up, she whispered. Stay calm, I said. Put your phone on record. Don't let him see it. Okay. I ended the call. My heart was steady now, not racing, not angry, cold, focused. Minutes passed. Then my phone buzzed, a live recording. I pressed play. His voice came through first, soft, controlled. You okay? Emma's voice shook. I'm fine. A pause. Then him again. You look stressed. I told you, everything's handled. Handled. I clenched my jaw. You're still with your wife, Emma said quietly. That's temporary, he replied. You know that. Lies, smooth, practiced. And the baby? She asked. Another pause. Then he laughed lightly. We'll figure that out. Something inside me snapped again, but I stayed silent, listening, recording, because this was the beginning of the end. I didn't sleep that night. I sat at my kitchen table with headphones on, replaying that recording again and again, every word, every pause, every lie. By morning, I had already copied everything. Emma's backups, screenshots, voice notes, bank transfers, all of it, organized, time-stamped. I wasn't guessing anymore. I was building a case. At 9:12 a.m., I walked into the office. Same building I'd worked in for 15 years. Same desk, same people. Nothing had changed, except me. David was already there, talking to two senior managers, laughing, like the world belonged to him. I walked past him without stopping, went straight to HR. Do you have a minute? I asked. The director looked up. Of course, Marcus. What's going on? I closed the door behind me, took a seat, placed my phone on the table. I need to report something serious. Her expression shifted, concern, Focus. What kind of issue? I slid the phone toward her. Before I say anything, you need to hear this. She pressed play. David's voice filled the room, clear, unfiltered, dangerous. Her face changed within seconds, from calm to disbelief. Marcus, she whispered. I didn't blink. I have more, I said. Silence stretched, heavy. Then she looked at me again. What exactly are you asking for? I leaned forward slightly. Not asking, I said quietly. I'm making sure this never gets buried. By noon, everything had started moving. Not loudly, not publicly, but fast. HR pulled David into a private review. Legal was already involved. Phones were being requested, emails flagged, internal servers locked down. I stayed at my desk, didn't watch, didn't react, just waited. At 1:47 p.m., my phone buzzed. Emma, he knows something's wrong. I replied instantly. Stay calm, say nothing. 3 dots appeared, then disappeared. Then came one message. He's asking if I told you. My jaw tightened. What did you say? A pause. Then, I said no. Good, very good. Minutes later, the office floor shifted. People whispering, doors closing. Someone walked past my desk too fast. Then someone else. Then HR called me back in. David was already there, sitting across the table. No smile this time. No confidence. Just tension. His eyes met mine. Searching. Calculating. Trying to figure out how much I knew. HR cleared her throat. Marcus has raised a formal concern, she said carefully. David didn't look at her. He kept staring at me. You should have come to me first, he said quietly. I almost smiled. About what? I asked. His jaw tightened. You know exactly what. Silence. Then I leaned back, calm, controlled. No, I said. Now, everyone knows. The investigation didn't take long. It didn't need to. The evidence was already there. Clear, documented, undeniable. Within a week, David Harrison was gone. No farewell email, no announcement, just erased. But it didn't end there. His wife found out. Not from him. From the legal notice that reached their house. Corporate inquiry, misconduct, abuse of power. Everything collapsed at once. His reputation, his career, his family, all of it. Emma moved out of that hotel 2 days later. I brought her home. She didn't talk much at first, didn't smile either, but slowly, she started coming back, piece by piece. We went to doctor visits together, prepared for the baby, took things one day at a time. One night, she sat across from me at the kitchen table, quiet. Then she said, I thought you'd hate me. I shook my head. I hate what he did, I said. Not you. She cried again, but this time, it was different. Not fear, relief. Months later, when I held that baby in my arms for the first time, I didn't see what was broken. I saw what survived. And as for David, he didn't just lose everything. He lived long enough to understand exactly why.